people in the room. People in the room. I'm so happy. Thank y'all so much for being here. I want to welcome you to our Wellness Wednesday webinar, our weekly Wellness Wednesday webinar. Let me get this chat set up so I can see if y'all saying anything. Oh, that's perfect. It's right there. All right. Welcome. Oops. If you are in the room, please type. All right. Today we are going to be talking about why you fall off and how to get back on track faster. Everybody doing all right? If y'all are doing all right and able to type one in the chat, type one in the chat. If you are unable to type one in the chat because you are busy or whatever, you can just give a shout. I just want to make sure everybody's doing good. Hey, Miss Kathy.
Hi,
How are you?
doing good.
That's good. Thanks for being here. Um,
Okay. Excuse me, I had to check out for just a minute and I'll be right back.
no worries.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So, today's topic is going to be about it's basically one that every single person who's on a fitness journey experiences. They fall off track. Even people like me who've been living a healthy lifestyle, things happen and you fall off track. So, we're going to be real. You miss workouts, you stop tracking, your nutrition slips, your life gets busy, your motivation drops, you forget all the habits that you don't work so hard to build. You forget them, and and you drop them, even though you know they work. And it's typically because life happens, and it's normal. So with that, you tend to feel like you've fallen off. But here's the truth: falling off is normal, but staying off, that's optional. Make sense? Falling off happens, but it's your choice or whether you're gonna stay off or get back on. So today we're gonna shift your mindset and give you tools to understand why you fall off, remove the guilt around falling off, and most importantly, learn how to get back on track faster. A lot of times we overthink ourselves into staying off track. Am I right about it? So the reason we're having this discussion today is because I want you guys to know that success is not about being perfect. I say it time and time again. Success is not about being perfect. It's about how quickly you reset. So before we dive in, for those who are new here, if you happen to be watching inside the fitness community or watching the video back later, I do want to let you know that I am a certified weight loss specialist, health, fitness, and nutrition coach. I'm also a military veteran and a nationally qualified bodybuilding competitor. But more importantly, I am here to guide you, support you, and help you build habits that actually last. Okay. So, here is our icebreaker for the day. We are going to start with a quick check in. So, let me ask you this: what usually causes you to fall off track? Don't all answer at one time. What usually causes you to fall off track? Is it busy schedule, stress, travel, weekends, lacking motivation, having that all or nothing type of thinking? Be honest here because this is how we grow.
Mhm.
So, what do you think usually causes you to fall off track? Do dum 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 dum. Ba do 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 do
Okay.
do 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 do. Boop. Ba do 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 do. Boom boom. Any answers? Any takers?
Traveling, answering while I can because I'm driving.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You were saying something, Mama Francis?
Well, I say traveling is the one for me that causes
Travel.
that me too. And it's not a big way. I'm always conscious
Mm-hmm.
of what I'm supposed to be doing, and I try to put myself down to what I should be eating.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you as you go places and don't really feel like you get like invited to cookouts where
Mm-hmm.
somebody else's recipes and stuff like that. They don't know much that is. You don't have much. Um, but
Gotcha. Yeah, I know how travel can sometimes make you feel like you fall off track, but if you're mindful of what you're doing, I mean, with travel, you can't realistically expect things to be perfect because it's not. Because first of all, you're not in your normal space, your normal routine. Everything gets shifted when you travel. So, with travel, the best rule of thumb is to plan ahead as much as possible and prepare for hiccups because it's going to happen. So you might not always be able to get to the gym. You might be somewhere where you know walking is the best you can do. And I always tell you how beneficial walking is. So if you can't get to a gym, if there's no gym location, like a lot of times when me and my husband travel, we try to see if wherever we're going has a fitness center, and most fitness centers don't have a whole lot of equipment. So we just go in there for like 30, 45 minutes and we utilize what they have. And at the end of the day, we got moving, so it's not nothing crazy. And then we make sure we get walks in, like when we go eat with the family or whatever, we just make sure we go for walks to walk that food down and stuff like that. But traveling is one huge thing that causes people to feel like they've fallen off. But it's not really a fall off if you're mindful of your choices and you can still enjoy yourself. You just don't have to stuff your face, right? So that's the biggest key there. Um, and also, you know, if you make sure you drink water, you carry something like this in your travel bag. That way, you always have water accessible. You're good. So, and then the key to that is when you get back on your routine. And that's the part where a lot of people struggle with. But we're going to dive into that a little bit more. But thanks for sharing that, Mama Francis. Isaiah said lacking motivation and critics in his head. So I understand the lacking of motivation. Um, but we have to remember with motivation, you have to think about your discipline and how badly you really want it. So motivation isn't going to always be there. Motivation enough for me is looking in the mirror and seeing things that I don't want to see and knowing that it needs to be fixed. And I know how to fix it, so I'm going to do what I need to do to fix it. Another motivating factor is I don't like to be sick. I don't like to hurt, right? So that's motivation enough for me to be like, okay, I might not feel like it, but I'm going to do something because I know that I don't want to look a certain way or I want to maintain a certain look that I've achieved. So that's motivation enough. As far as critics in your head, with that, you just kind of got to let it go in one ear and out the next. You don't have to be rude to the critics. You don't have to respond to the critics. You can just let them say what they say. Let it go in your ears and out the next ear, and do what you know is going to work best for you as you are able. That's the best advice I can give you, because you are always going to have critics, not just with fitness, but with everything in life. You're going to have somebody that has something to say about what you're doing. And one thing you should remember, something I heard, I'm always hearing profound things and it just strikes chords all the time. But I literally heard this morning. Oftentimes, the people who criticize you the most are upset because they are unable or unwilling to do what it is that you're doing. I'm going to say that one more time. Oftentimes, the people who criticize you the most are either upset because they are unable or unwilling to do the thing that you are doing. And they display it with criticism. When it's repetitive, I know it gets annoying. I understand. I've been there. It's been my life. You get critics all the time. People are always going to have something to say about what you do. Good, bad, or indifferent. So you just have to know what information is going to be useful and helpful to you. That's why I say let it go in one ear and out the next, because they might say something that's worthy of you taking in. And then the stuff that's not worthy of you taking in, you let it go out the next ear. If it's repetitive, you know what's going to happen, tune it out. It's going to be annoying, but if you learn how to tune it out, you don't have to roll your eyes. You don't have to do none of that. You know it's going to happen. Let it happen and let it go in one ear and out the next. Because, again, you can only control your actions and your response to other people's actions. You can't control other people's actions. You can't control their words. You can't control any of that. But what you can control is the energy you put into what they say and your response to what they say. Does that make sense? All right. Anybody else want to share something that usually causes them to fall off track? Okay.
Emotional upheavals.
Emotional.
Upheavals.
What do you mean by that?
And something emotionally just comes along, happens that just kind of really tears you up,
Okay.
and you look for a way to pamper or pacify yourself.
Got you. So, like, I understand. So basically, like, things that might cause you to, like, emotionally eat, or just stop going to the gym, or not eat, because there are some people who are emotional non-eaters. I'm one of those. I have to force myself to put something in my system, because when I'm upset, when something's on my mind heavily that's negative, when something bothers me or someone does something, or something traumatic happens in my life, the first thing I want to do is not eat. Because who cares about eating right now? I need to deal with this feeling. I need to process this feeling that I'm experiencing right now, and eating is the last thing on my mind. And with that, sometimes you have to try to find that shift of, like, okay, this is not helping me right now. Let me put something in my stomach. Or on the flip side, if you're an emotional eater, like, this is not helping me right now. This is actually going to add to my emotion, because once I'm finished overindulging in this thing, I'm going to feel guilty about it. So that's going to be a double emotion. With me not eating, it could cause me to get sick. It could cause me to be tired, weak, all the things. So that's going to add to the feeling I'm already having. So that is normal as well. Things happen in life and we just want to pull back from everything. It's normal. But the thing is, it's important to allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. Allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to process whatever it is that you're going through. But then don't stay there too long. Because staying there too long will end up unraveling in a negative way. So you want to make sure that you are always mindful of that. And let's be real. When we're going through something, we're not mindful of nothing. We just mindful of how we feel in that moment. But y'all ever heard the saying, this too shall pass?
Yeah.
everything passes, whether we want to stay in the funk or get out of the funk. It's going to pass, but it's up to us how long we decide to stay in that funk. Now, with grief, that's a totally different beast. Grief comes and goes. You might lose someone near and dear to you and want to pull away from everything. The next day, you might feel okay. You might feel okay for a few weeks, and then you are back in that funk again. So with grief, it's a little bit different. You just have to kind of manage it in a way that's beneficial to your growth, and you have to manage it in a way where you are understanding and allowing yourself that time, not beating yourself up, because grief alone is already heavy enough. So you don't want to add to it by feeling guilty for grieving, because it's a part of life. And you have to be able to accept the fact that, okay, I'm grieving in this moment. It's really bothering me. I'm having a hard time moving past this. And sometimes we have to take that extra step and talk to a professional. It's okay. You guys know I'm a big advocate for therapy, because I know that it works. I know that it helps. If you find that everything else you're doing is not enough sometimes, you have to find something else that will work. Whether it's joining a support group, whether it's talking to a therapist, whatever it is. Sometimes praying is not enough. It's helpful, but it's sometimes just not enough, because you are looking for something to ease whatever you're dealing with, some way to work through it, somebody to talk to. So you have to find whatever that thing is to kind of help you get through that emotional ebb and flow. Does that make sense? Was that helpful?
Yes.
Perfect. So now we're going to talk about why you fall off track and how to get back on track. So I want to break this down for you guys. The real reason most people think they fall off is because they feel like they're not disciplined. They say things like, I'm not disciplined, I lack motivation, I mess up. A few of these things have already been said, right? But that's not the full story. The real reasons are all or nothing thinking. And that all or nothing thinking causes you to think if you miss one workout that you failed. If you eat one off-plan meal, you ruined everything. So instead of adjusting, you just quit altogether. There is no such thing as all or nothing. Life itself is ups and downs, ebbs and flows, goods and bads, downs and ups, everything. Right? So why do you expect your fitness journey to be any different? Isn't that a part of your life still? So you can't have that all or nothing thinking. And let's be real. If you miss one workout and you feel like you failed, so you just quit, is quitting really going to get you where you need to be? No. It's not. It's going to make you stay in that funk of feeling like you failed. The failure is not missing one workout, and the failure is not eating one off-plan meal. The failure is giving up. That's the failure. Right? So another thing is having unrealistic expectations. There are so many people who are trying to be perfect with their food, perfect with their workouts, and perfect with their routine. And that's not sustainable. That's why I advise against strict, super tight diets. You might stick to it for a few days, but after a while, you're like, man, forget this. I need some enjoyment in my life. I need some food that tastes good. I need some food that I like. Right? And that's why I always stress the 80-20 rule. 80% of what you eat needs to be good for you. 20% can be things you enjoy. And you have to be realistic with yourself about how much of that 20% are you really enjoying. Is it really 20%? Or is it 30, 40, 50%? Right? And another thing we need to understand is that life happens. Work, family, stress, travel, these are not just, they're not just obstacles. They're a part of your life. And your plan must work with your life, not against it. And that's why when I do plans for everyone, I make sure that it's tailored to you, your life, your health, your circumstances. What works for one person is not going to work for another person. So a cookie cutter plan is not going to cut it. You can't compare yourself to other people. Have you ever heard the saying that the thief of joy is comparison? Comparing yourself to everybody else or somebody else will rob you of your joy every single time, because you're going to feel like you're unworthy because you're looking at someone online who looks how you wish you looked, but you don't know what they went through to get there. You don't know the surgeries they may have gotten to get there, the drugs they may have taken to achieve the looks that they've achieved, the amount of years it took them to reach them. A lot of times people show their after, but they don't show their before. So you have to be mindful of that. Don't compare yourself to other people. Look in the mirror and compare yourself to yourself. If you have a picture of something way that you used to look and you know what you did to get there, or you want to get back there, or at least as close as possible, because let's be real. In our 40s, 50s, 60s, we're not going to look like we did in our 20s. And we need to be okay with that.
Oh,
Huh? We need to be okay with that. Your body is going to change as you age, and you need to be able to adjust with your body and make the correct choices for your body changing. Not expect to look like you did when you were in your 20s. I, for one, don't want to look like I did when I was in my 20s. I was like 113 pounds. I was tiny. I'm thankful for this little fill out that I got over the years, and of course training has helped, nutrition has helped, because honestly, when I was younger, I didn't eat enough. And I didn't learn that until I started competing, when my coach laughed at me when he gave me my meal plan, and I was like, that's a lot of food. And he was like, it's really not. But my metabolism was not very fast, because I was one of those grazers, and I would graze, like literally barely eat anything. So like, I've always been one to carry snacks with me, because I would always get hungry when everybody else was full, because I ate small. I still eat small, but I don't graze. I don't sit and just snack all day on like and it would be healthy things, but like too much of it. Like I would snack on nuts and wonder why, I'm gaining weight. I would snack on granola. I would snack on trail mix. Things like that are not good to snack on all day. It might be a healthy snack, but it's not something you should snack on all day. You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful that life is going to happen to you. You have to plan your life and plan your fitness routine around your life, and not against what you have going on. And also, people tend to lack a reset plan. So most people don't fall off, they just don't know how to get back on. Like for instance, Mama for instance was saying about her travel. Whenever she travels, she finds that that's difficult for her, because it's hard for her to stick to her, routine. But I've seen her, and she is mindful. She eats what she likes when she's with family, but she's mindful of the portion. She's mindful of how much it is, and then she gets back on track when she gets home. But a lot of people struggle with that getting back on track when I get home thing. They're like, man, that was some good stuff, I want to keep eating it. And then they don't realize that that is what is hindering their success. So you want to refrain from the falling off mindset. Okay? You didn't fall off, you just paused your routine. That's it. When I go on cruises, you don't think I enjoy myself with the foods that they serve? I do. However, I'm mindful of the portions, and I still am cognizant of my meal timing. I don't just eat just because I can and because it's there. I am very mindful of my meal timing, because meal timing is important. And a lot of people don't understand that. You can't just be eating like all day throughout the day. Like, space out the meals and make sure the portions are proper and you can still enjoy yourself. And if I feel full, I don't keep going back for more. I don't need 2, 3 burgers and fries. There's no need for that. If I have burgers and fries once that day, I'm going to have something else the other parts of the day. And I'm not going to have a burger and fries every day. But that's how I do it. That's how I'm mindful. I still enjoy myself. I'm not going to eat up all the desserts on the dessert table. And I do opt for some of the whole meals, the whole cooked meals, like home cooked style meals. So it's not about failure. It's not about starting over, and there is no punishment needed. This is a continuation, not a restart. A lot of people feel like, oh, I messed up. I'm just going to wait the next week and start. Why? Why wait till next week? Why not just start tomorrow? Restart tomorrow. Okay, you had a bad day. It happens. Get back on your routine tomorrow. Wake up in the morning, drink your lemon water, or whatever your routine is. That's my routine. Every morning I wake up, I drink my lemon water. My son knows it. He's seen me do it.
Question.
Yes.
You drink the lemon water. I hear different things about lemon water and when to drink it. Some say at night, some say in the morning. What does it do for you?
So first off, it's up to you when you drink lemon water, but if you drink it first thing in the morning, it's a hydration tool. It's just getting your body hydrated before, because a lot of people like to drink coffee. A lot of people like to drink all those things. So if you start your day with lemon water, it hydrates you, and the lemon in the water is also a natural enzyme for your stomach as far as digestion is concerned. So that's why it's good to drink first thing in the morning. If you drink it at night, warm lemon water at night can help digest your food. Again, that lemon is a natural enzyme, digestive enzyme. So if you drink warm lemon water at night, it's going to help you with food digestion. So you can drink it whenever. I drink it both, honestly. And I add my magnesium glycinate to my lemon water because it's unflavored. And sometimes I add a tea bag to it. And that helps with digestion. If you drink anything warm after you eat, and also doing a 15-minute walk after you eat, that aids in digestion, because when you go to sleep, you don't want your stomach to have to work in overdrive trying to break down foods. And sometimes it won't break it down properly because it's just too much. Is that helpful?
Yes. Thank
you. And where are you getting your information from? Is it like social media or something else?
Well, yeah. I mean, not necessarily social media, but things on online articles I come across.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you got to be mindful of that too. But yeah. And you're going to hear different views. Everyone has their own take on fitness and nutrition and what works and what doesn't. You just have to find what works for you. But that's basically what the lemon water does. Was that helpful?
Oh, yes.
Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to give you the fast track method of how to get back on track quickly without overthinking. So the next meal reset, which is what I was getting into, don't wait to Monday and don't wait till next week. Your next meal is your reset. If you have fun with this meal, okay, my next meal I'm going to keep it light because I did this with this meal. Or I'm going to skip dessert this time because this meal was a little on the heavy side and I don't need both. One decision brings you back to alignment. I'm going to go for a walk after this meal because, woof, I'm full. I ate more than I should have eaten. Let me go walk some of this down. That is your next meal reset. Number 2, don't try to make up for lost time. So many people do this. And your body is continuing to break things down, process things. And so making up for lost time is like the worst thing you can do for yourself. Just go back to your foundation. Don't think, oh well, yesterday I ate bad, so I'm gonna barely eat today. Yesterday is gone. You just need to get back on your foundation, tracking your food, hitting your protein, drinking your water, moving your body, getting your sleep. Simple wins, that's what builds momentum. And also lower the bar temporarily, depending on where you are. We've heard things from emotional ebbs and flows, travel, lack of motivation, critics. Lower the bar temporarily if needed. You don't have to go 100%. Remember, I say everyone's 100% is different. Right? Your 100% today might be 10% tomorrow. So you can ask yourself, like, what can I do today at 70%? Because this is where I'm at today. Because at the end of the day, it's about showing up. It's about that consistency, right? That starting and falling off and saying, bump this, that's not going to get you anywhere. But showing up and giving what you have or what you can, even if what you can give yourself is rest, because let's be real, rest is just as important as the work we put in. Right? So what can I do today at 70%? Some examples can be a 20-minute walk instead of skipping movement, tracking one meal instead of no meals, hitting protein even if calories are not perfect. Because progress, as I always say, is greater than perfection, right? So we also want to remove emotion from the process. And I understand that this is easier said than done. We get in our heads, we have this negative self-talk. We say things to ourselves that we would cuss somebody out for if they said it to us to our face. Right? Right. Some of the things we say to ourselves, we would be upset. Our feelings would be hurt. We would cuss them out. We would tell our friends, I can't believe this person said this about me. But we say it to ourselves. We tear our own self down. So let's remove the guilt. Remove the shame, because guilt keeps you stuck. But action, that moves you forward. We don't need the guilt. It happened. It's yesterday. Move forward. Y'all ever heard that saying about, looking in the rearview mirror? You can't change what happened back there. You cannot. You got to look forward, because what happened in the rearview mirror is gone. And the more you try to find what was back there in the rearview mirror, you will not grow. You can't move forward if you continue to look backwards. Am I right about it? So I want to do a little group reflection exercise. So take a minute to reflect and think about the last time you fell off. It could have been yesterday, it could have been last week, it could have been a year ago. Think about the last time you fell off and ask yourself, what triggered it? What kept you off track? And what could you have done to help yourself reset faster? And once you figure that out, I want you to complete this sentence. I'm going to put it in the chat. And you can answer it in the chat, or you can answer it verbally. Completely up to you. do 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 boom boom. Y'all have y'all answers? So Isaiah said, the next time I fall off, I will remind myself of my why so I can get back on track. I like it. I like it. And Miss Kathy said, I will be more mindful of what's causing it and fight it. I know that's right. I love it. I love it. So now we're going to get into navigating your fitness journey. So let's bring this back to your bigger picture, right? Consistency does not mean never missing a workout, never eating off plan, or never having an off day. Consistency means you keep coming back. Your success depends on how quickly you reset, reconnect, and recommit. Make sense? So you already know what your base structure is. I say it each and every week. Track your food. Focus on hitting your protein and calorie goals. Eat enough. If you don't have any kidney issues, you should be able to have a diet high in protein. Every meal should have protein in it. People who have kidney issues have to be mindful of how much protein they consume, especially, and I'm going to emphasize this, the processed kind, like the protein shakes, the protein bars, things like that. So make sure you do that. Make sure you're drinking enough water, at least half your body weight, but don't consume more than a gallon. Move daily for 45 to 60 minutes, even if it's just walking. And make sure you lift with some resistance at minimum 3 times a week. And get your 7 to 9 hours of restful sleep. And when things feel off, come back to these. This is your base structure. All right? Always return to your baseline habits. Always. So let's open up. Tell me, what resonated most with you today? Was it realizing falling off is normal? The next meal reset concept? Something different?
All of it.
All of it?
Yeah.
So were you feeling guilty before?
No, maybe a little frustrated
Mm-hmm.
of trying to get everything perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's no such thing as perfect. I say it all the time. It was only one perfect person in this world ever. One.
Yep.
Uno. And there's a lot of people in this world. All over it. And none of us ain't perfect. So to have the mindset that things need to be perfect, it's not sustainable and it's not realistic. And it's more common than you know. A lot of people feel like they have to be perfect. And you don't. There's no perfect meal. There's no perfect macro. There's no perfect exercise. There's structure. There's timing. There's execution. But nothing is perfect. So if you remember that, your journey will be a lot less stressful. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So Isaiah said the reset concept is what he learned in realizing that falling off is normal and that falling off doesn't give a pass to give up because you feel the need for perfection. That is perfect. That is absolutely right. It's not a pass to give up or stay off. And you are in control for how long you stay off the wagon. Everybody falls out of the wagon. Everybody, including me. But it's up to you how long you stay off that wagon. It's up to you how long you decide that you're going to wallow in your misery, wallow in your emotions, wallow in your guilt. It's up to you. Nobody can fix that for you. You have your own mind. I can't get inside your mind and say, stop talking to yourself like that. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Only you can. So here's our homework for the week. We are going to be focusing on consistency, and this is going to be a reset challenge. So I want you to finish the sentence. When I feel off track, my reset plan is to blank. And then you're going to choose one anchor for your habit. You're going to pick one habit that you will stick to no matter what. Whether it's your protein goal, water intake, daily movement, food tracking. One. Remember our conversation about focus on multiple habits at a time versus one, and what that can do for you or do to you or hinder you? So pick one. Once you master that one, then you can add another one. But if at any moment in your mastering of that one and you go to the next one, that mastered one starts to fall off, you need to go back to the drawing board. Make sense? And of course, this is going to be posted for you. So let me go ahead and put that here really quickly. So we're going to do this. And then choose one. Oops. Get it together. And then for your reflection prompt, you're gonna say, you're gonna write down one way I got back on track this week was. So you can feel free to share this on Friday because today's Tuesday. So you have a whole week to reflect and see how you do. And you can post it in the group chat. All right? Sounds good, guys? So that's it for today's session. And I want you guys to remember this. You fall off, you will fall off. That's part of the process. The goal is not perfection, it's awareness. And your power is in how quickly you reset. Every time you come back, you get stronger. You're not starting over, you're continuing to move forward. So before we close, please drop one word in the chat that describes how you feel when you stay consistent. One word. Isaiah put confident. Okay. Miss Kathy said, great with the excited emoji. All right, I love it. I love it. I love it. So, um, I appreciate you guys as always for showing up, and thank you for doing the work. And thank you for trusting the process. Because in order to be successful and continue with the process, you have to trust it. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes consistency. All right. So I will see you guys next week so we can continue to build on habits that last. And the topic for next week is going to be Protein 101, Energy, Muscle, and Fat Mastery. The most important macro nutrient. All right. So until next time, let's have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful week. Keep moving forward, and have a wonderful day. Because Chiquita Nicole Sassy Fit is out. Ta-ta for now.
Bye bye.
Bye.